Google's secret army of 64 million mosquitoes. You just got bitten. Annoying, right? Now imagine that bite gave you West Nile virus or dengue or Zika. Every year, mosquitoes kill over 700,000 people. More than sharks, more than snakes, more than wars. They are the deadliest animal on Earth, and Google just decided to fight back with 64 million more mosquitoes. Meet Culex quinquefasciatus, the southern house mosquito. It doesn't care about your blood type or your perfume, it just needs a meal and a puddle of standing water to breed. In California and Florida, this species is everywhere, and it's the primary carrier of West Nile virus, a disease that has no vaccine, no cure, no mercy. In the U.S. alone, West Nile has infected over 55,000 people and killed more than 2,700 since the year 2000.
The traditional answer, pesticides. Spray the swamps, fog the neighborhoods, drench the wetlands in chemicals. It works temporarily, but mosquitoes evolve. They become resistant, and the pesticides, they kill bees, butterflies, and entire ecosystems along the way. There had to be a better solution. In 2016, a quiet little company inside Google's parent, Alphabet, started building one. Most people know Alphabet for search, YouTube, Android, but buried inside Alphabet is a life sciences division called Verily. While one team was building self-driving cars, another team was doing something far stranger. They were raising mosquitoes by the millions. Verily's project is called Debug. The mission, eliminate mosquito-borne disease, not with drugs, not with chemicals, with bacteria, specifically a bacterium called Wolbachia pipientis. Now, Wolbachia is not new. It naturally lives inside roughly 60% of insect species on Earth. Most mosquitoes, butterflies, and beetles carry it already, but the southern house mosquito, it doesn't. And that gap, that biological blind spot, is exactly where Verily saw an opening. Here is the mechanism, and it's elegant. Verily scientists take male southern house mosquitoes, the ones that don't bite, only females do, and they infect them with Wolbachia. Then they release these infected males into the wild. A male mosquito finds a wild female. They mate. She lays her eggs. But here is the twist. The wild female carries no Wolbachia, the male carries Wolbachia. When a Wolbachia-carrying male mates with a non-Wolbachia female, a biological incompatibility kicks in. The eggs, they don't hatch. Scientists call this Cytoplasmic Incompatibility, or CI. It's like a biological lock-and-key system. The keys don't match. The next generation never exists. No chemicals, no genetic modification, just a bacterium doing what it naturally does and crashing the mosquito population from the inside. Now scale that up. Verily applied for permits to release 64 million infected male mosquitoes across Fresno County in California and parts of Florida. But here is the engineering challenge nobody talks about. How do you raise 64 million mosquitoes? How do you infect every single one with Wolbachia? How do you make sure zero females are released by accident? Because releasing infected females would be a disaster. They bite. They could spread Wolbachia into the wild female population and the whole strategy falls apart. Verily built an automated mosquito factory. Robotic systems sort male from female pupae using size sorting technology. Females are slightly larger. The males are raised, infected, sorted, packaged, and loaded into specialized containers that are then driven through neighborhoods on trucks, releasing mosquitoes at precise GPS-mapped intervals. At peak operation, the system can produce 1 million sterile males per week. Google didn't just bring money to this problem, they brought Silicon Valley infrastructure. Early trials in Fresno showed a 76% reduction in the target mosquito population in treated areas. No pesticides, no ecological damage, no side effects. But California and Florida are just the test case. The real target is the developing world, where dengue fever infects over 400 million people per year, where Zika devastated a generation of newborns in Brazil, where malaria still kills a child every 2 minutes. If this scales, if Wolbachia-carrying mosquitoes can be deployed across sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia, South America, we could be looking at one of the most significant public health breakthroughs in human history. For thousands of years, we swatted, sprayed, and surrendered to the world's deadliest creature. And then a tech company in Mountain View, California looked at a bacterium that's been living inside insects since before the dinosaurs and said, what if we just used that? The most powerful solutions aren't always the loudest ones. Sometimes the answer to a 700,000 death per year problem is smaller than your thumbnail, and it has 6 legs. Science isn't just happening in labs, it's happening in swamps, in suburbs, and in 64 million mosquitoes quietly doing their job. Drop a mosquito if this changed how you think about mosquitoes. Subscribe. New science story every week.